Hello and welcome back to another episode of Stonehearth. We are continuing on from last time. Looks like Jordan Sugarcane has arrived with baked goods for sale. Since becoming a township, it looks like people are coming by to sell more specialized goods to the village. So that's great. I don't really need any specialized food. Man, this stuff's actually really expensive. I don't know who would really even buy food like that. That's just really not worth it in my opinion. Though I will sell some things that I deem not really worthy here. There we go. Just to make some quick cash. Alright. Last time we built our little farmhouse here and the extended farm. I went ahead and built a pathway through this green section just to make it look more like, say, a dirt path or something that was just well traveled due to our farmers kind of going back and forth. This time we will be building a little windmill over here, hopefully, and with a small like storage area for food. I don't like how the cook and farm people had to walk over to this barn just to get their supplies rather than them have to only walk about this distance and increase their productivity. So we'll see how well this goes. I'm not 100% sure, as making something like a cylinder in this game's a little tough, but we'll give it a go the best we can. Okay, let's first drag out kind of the core cylinder here, and then best we can, we will shape it into something like a semi-rounded structure. I think would be good. I mean, technically that would work. Problem being that if we see how thin those walls are, we wouldn't be able to fit a door into it. So, for it to be properly sized, we may have to increase how wide it is, but really I think that's a good diameter already. So maybe the best solution would to just be square it off a little bit. We'll just do rounded corners. I think that would be a good compromise to make. Let's make it a stone base here. So the column material is going to be this light kind of stone, and then the wall material will be kind of darker, or you know, we might have to switch that around. Let's go with something like that maybe. I do want it to be a lighter structure but still have a stone base. No, that's not doing it for me either. I think it was just that color combination. Okay, that's a little bit better, I think. So next thing, want to drag out some more foundation here, as I want to be able to extend this out and attach kind of a small storage shed. You know, let's attach it to the back area here. We'll just do a simple 6x4, I guess, attachment, or we can just square off this whole section. That might work. And this section could be wooden. You see, we're running into a problem. The way the build tool and everything works is that wooden section there is basically not quite registering. So if we let's change it to a stone column just so it matches. So we'll have to kind of hand draw the walls here, which is fine. So this will be like the little storage area, in which case we can throw a little double door on that side and then another one on this side for our main entrance. And let's go ahead and maybe carve out some type of little I guess, roof line here over this door. So let's give it a dark wooden kind of frame. Okay. So something like that, and for the roof we will use something kind of a light red. Something like this. Just to keep it different and a little fresh. It's definitely going to be a different type of structure than normal here. And let's grab the floor tool. We'll make a new floor for an upper level. And now at this point, I want to change it from stone to plaster. I'm not 100% sold on that wood kind of floor being our trim there, so I'll go ahead and actually knock out this section. And replace that with that dark stone, just so we have kind of a nice clean break line there. Come on, dude. Alright, it doesn't want to drag it out there, so we'll have to manually click all this. That's fine if it wants to be a little rebellious. Alright, let's grab this to make kind of a nice clean break. So our town just keeps on growing. We're up to 19 people, which is great. And hopefully we will be gaining even more in the coming days. We do want to expand our capabilities and get people into more specialized roles as we go on. Let's make this a 2 high structure. So we'll just add another floor here around that initial area. We'll go back to wood. We'll draw out that, and if we try and plop this on, it looks like that'll fit just fine. Not 100% sold on those columns though. You know, I think it's okay. We might try and work in some type of detail just to break up these columns. Who knows? Who knows indeed. Alright. Now for a roof. The roof is going to be rather interesting, I think. It's going to be a plus shaped, but also have these slopes a little bit on each side. And so the base, I guess we can just use wood as our frame here. Give it a nice 45-degree angle. Kind of wish it was an odd number just so we can get that one extra height out of the roof. One of our new farmers leveled up just now. So I think that might do it. It's going to be a small little quaint windmill, I think, over something crazy, just so our people can actually build the thing. Alright, now we need to go in with this roof. And the best thing when you are laying out your roof, first off, is to just put the block over all your frame, make sure everything's kind of lining up, basically. You can also connect the tops there, since you know it's going to be a structure that allows it. And if I decide to actually make this a full, I guess, cone, I can actually do this pretty much all the way up. can maybe get some extra height out of it. That's not directly supported. Nah. I think that'll look weird because the tops and everything. It's not like the structure was going to look normal to begin with anyways, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. There may even have to be a cut where I can come up with a really solid design. I don't want to waste all the episode just building this thing and then not get it built and finished. I do want to build a little plaza as well. We do have a level 6 carpenter now, so I can build that market stall. Oh, let's undo that. Kind of wish there was a hotkey for the undo. I did try Control Z, like most editors, but it seems like it didn't really want to take that. Okay, new daily update. We have enough food, enough wealth, everything. So we're up to 20 people, which is good. Monty Elliott has joined the town. In fact, thinking about it, we need to name someone. I got one name suggestion. In between episodes, I actually ended up gaining another footman, which is going to help fight the goblins and orcs and things. So he needs a name. And luckily, I ended up getting a footman in time for this suggestion because he did want to be a footman. Theoden is now part of the town, though. Again, I do want to reiterate, your suggested profession might always not happen. It would be nice if I could make everyone a footman, as that's kind of the most requested position. But you know, you have to be realistic that the town has to function. You can't just have an army and no people to feed it. All right, let's grab this and we'll just do a single kind of sloped roof here. All right. And for this roof, we will make it a thatch kind of covering. As I feel like that would be the color most likely used just for the little storage shed attached to it. And then of course, go back in, make some random kind of holes in the roof, refill it with another color just to create texture. Usually you just have kind of a dark color and a light color. You can also go tricolor if you want to get a little bit more noise in there, but that also takes more time, so it's kind of up to you guys what to do in that sense. So here we will do this and then go back to the base color. Create our little 1 block overhang. I feel like that's always an important addition. Okay. That ain't too bad. I'm not liking the roof though. In fact, I'm not liking it at all, so we'll go ahead and probably get rid of it. I might just go with a simple plush shape here instead of this complicated cone. If I can actually drag, that would be rather nice. Okay, so it looks like because I was going over the wall, didn't like that. Alright, so there we go. Let's go ahead and add some windows. And we can add little effects to them maybe, Tell you what, we'll use these little diamond-shaped windows here. We haven't really used them at all. And we'll just center them up. All up and down the side there. At the bottom, we can do a double tall. Something simple. There we go. That ain't bad. And then also what you can do is go in. Is that the same color? No. It's a stone color that we're looking for. You can go in and add a little kind of decorative roof piece over all these little windows here. I feel like I'm gonna make this 3 tall. By 3 tall, I mean I'm talking about the plastered section, not so much counting the first floor. Okay, and then maybe a really dark wood. Almost as if it is being held up by some supports. I think that works. We'll also have to go in and cut a staircase out that actually gets up in here because I do want to fill it all with crates and plenty of storage space for our people's food. I really wish there was an angled block sometimes. Or something to act like an angled block. It's a very repetitive kind of structure at this point. But I'm okay with it. Sometimes you just gotta finish the structure and then decide whether or not you like it. So let's go to floor. We will draw out the outline again. Building in real time, by the way, is rather enjoyable. Unlike Planet Coaster, where it's pretty much all speed build. This is a little bit more of a tutorial if you think about it. You guys will actually kind of see my thought process, though it does have its downsides, as I am thinking about what to build and talking to you guys at the same time. So it can be a little weird. Yeah, I think 3 tall adds something a little bit better to it. And then I think that we'll put the blade on this side or something. So to do that, let's first off add a double door here, just so they can get out into the ledge or something. Because what I want to have happen is a little box kind of jutting out like that. That will end up housing the attachment for the windmill, blades and everything. So I think that's okay. But I do want it to be wooden. Oh, wrong button. There we go. Oh shoot. Let's undo that and make a wooden column here. Yeah, that's okay. And then we can go in with some blocks. Possibly give it a little bit better of a support structure. Even throw something like that on there, just to make it look a little bit more 3D. That ain't bad. And you can mix and match colors, you know, change the roof colors every so often. You know, I don't want to use the same colors for all the buildings, because at that point it becomes a little dull. Well, tell you what, we're already about 20 minutes in this episode. I'm going to go ahead and finish up this plan, figure out the roof, how that's going to work, and the blades. And we'll be back once that's all figured out. Alright, so after much deliberation and trial and error and glitches and a whole bunch of time wasted, I actually ended up finishing the windmill here. It turned out fairly well, I think. I hope. You guys will tell me. Yeah, the blade kind of has a cool pattern into it. Ended up using some light and dark plaster blocks combined with kind of the wooden, I guess, support for the blades. Using a stone-like centerpiece here for the actual, I guess, gear where it will be spinning. And you can see it's right up next to that roof line, so it does have clearance if it was actually a functioning piece, but you know, it is kind of more of a decoration. It does function though as a bit of storage. Extended the pathway out here to fully connect to the windmill, and also added the pastures that we're going to have here. We have, I think, 4 chickens and then 2 sheep that's going to be taking up this area, and it's always, you know, capable of being expanded upon, so that's something to always keep in mind if we need more room. On the interior, we just have ladders going up to the upper floors. I just figured it would save basically room, and there's even a door up here to get out into that little gear room, which is pretty cool, though not really functional. I don't even think the thing would open, to be honest. The thing was quite glitchy to build, and so eventually I just said fuck it and did the instant build sheet. Not really a functional blueprint. I would like to probably revisit it and make a proper one eventually. That would be, I guess, an actual full functioning one that you didn't have to use any kind of glitches or workarounds to get it done. Other than that, it's been relatively quiet, just the occasional raid or so from kobolds or orcs. Went ahead and designed kind of a base plaza for our fountain here, and added a trading kiosk which allows us to sell our goods pretty much at any time to maintain a good supply of gold. In fact, I'm going to sell some of these pots because they're worth a lot, and the kobolds tend to drop them, so that's fine for now. We have, I think, I went ahead and promoted Alan, our old trapper, to be our new herder. And you can see the animals right now kind of following him, I guess, to wherever his destination is to probably pick up more animals. In fact, let's go ahead and track him down real quick. The problem with the shepherd is the fact that he will go out and gather all the animals at once, which kind of means during that downtime they're not actually producing anything. Kind of a shame. Wish that wasn't quite the case. And until he actually gathers up all these animals, he will not start leveling up. So, that's something. Let's see, what else has been going on? Our blacksmith hit level 6, and I'm tempted to go ahead and turn him into an engineer at this point, and kind of swap her back and forth as needed, because I would like to test out the engineer stuff. But I'll do that after they finish the 2-handed swords for our 2 warriors, so they'll be able to actually kill things rather quickly at that point, I hope. Level 2 trapper, that's good. Our new trapper is doing well. Just producing a whole bunch of stuff. So, I think that's going to do us for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I think we got a good bit of progress done in terms of looks and really kind of making the village, I think, squared off over in this direction. Next episode, I'm thinking we're going to extend the road out this way, maybe build a house or 2, because we need to start moving people from living out in these crappy beds into some more, I guess, refined homes. And I might even drop one of the new blueprints around, maybe the tavern or something. Though I do enjoy building these myself, that does save a lot of time. Maybe the blacksmith. The blacksmith one is pretty nice. I wouldn't mind building that. I think it would look fitting. You know? They did a nice job on these. They definitely did a really nice job. So, you know, he'd have a workshop down below and then a little bedding area up top, and I like the sign placement and everything. It's really, this is probably one of my favorite buildings right now. Alright, so I think that's going to do us. Thank you guys so much for watching, as I said, and feel free to leave a like if you guys like this kind of stuff, and we'll move on from there. So until then, I'll see you guys next time in some more Stonehearth.